Hello, Paleo FX change agents. Michelle Norris here today, and I am really, really stoked to have my personal business coach on the Facebook Live today and getting an opportunity to talk to you about his brilliance and all the stuff that he does in order to help entrepreneurs really get to the next level. And I'm not just that facade, artificial, get to the next level bullshit. I'm telling you, he helps entrepreneurs really literally get to that next level. It's like you hit these different plateaus and different levels and you just can't push over to the other side, and he can see what you cannot see and he can tell you how to get to the other side. That's one of the other reasons why I'm super excited that he is going to be back again at Health Entrepreneur FX. Welcome, Alex. I'm so happy to have you on here.
Oh, Michelle, it's so good to be back. And I'm so excited for this year's Paleo FX. I mean, you already know this, but I'll tell everybody who's watching. Paleo FX is the one event of the year I attend as an attendee. Like, I don't go to a lot of events. I speak at Paleo FX, but I'm there every day, all day, just soaking it in. And Health Entrepreneurs FX is an event that I really believe in, because when you look at the world of health entrepreneurship and trying to launch a health business or a health product or a health service or something that you're going to do in the wellness space, it's not easy. And in one visit to Health Entrepreneurs FX, you can set up an entire network of people who are doing the same thing you're doing, who are experts in the space, and get your questions answered, get a ton of momentum. In fact, I've got a great story for you, Michelle. Last year, we had attendees. Back then, their name was different, but now it's called MaxGen. I think it was Maximize Genetics back then, but now they're MaxGen. It's a genetics testing company. Haley, Chad, and Megan own it. Haley Hurd, Chad, I can't remember Chad's last name, but Megan Arnold. They attended Health Entrepreneurs FX. They were less than a $200,000 business. I talked to them this week, 1 year after attending HEFX. They're over 1.1 million in run rate right now. So that's like, there's a real life success story of people that I met at the event last year and have used the contacts that they made to blow up their business.
I love hearing stuff like that, and we love Maximize Genetics or MaxGen.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, I love their tech.
I know he actually they came to our, I think it was Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't he here? Anyway, okay, so cool. I'm so stoked to hear that. This is the thing. If you are in business, particularly in the health and wellness space, and you don't have to actually be specifically in health and wellness, you just have to have a product or service that actually increases people's health. So it could actually be, we have a mutual friend who has worked with both us at Health Entrepreneur FX and Alex Charfen, and been part of Evolved Entrepreneur FX, which is our partnership with Alex, which is Marianne Lasimbi, who has Marigold. We've worked with her, and she has Marigold bars, and it's not. Lots of people would go, well, that's not health and wellness. No, but her bars actually are healthy, and they are part of changing the way that we look at health and wellness and the things that we consume. And so it doesn't have to be like you have to be a health practitioner. It's just somebody that is interested in helping people healthier, and it doesn't matter what that is. So it could be a wearable, it could be a whatever, it could be Alex's glasses, it could be any of those things. So just any of that stuff. So if you're thinking this is just some little tiny niche that you have to be some type of health coach or health practitioner, you don't. You just need to have a passion for helping people find healthier solutions to all the day-to-day issues and problems that we had, and all the things that we are inundated with when we have stuff. So it was really exciting to actually work with Alex and Marianne Lysimbi on some of the things that she was doing to change her business. And that was a really exciting time to be able to work with her. And so, yeah, I'm so super stoked about you coming. So would you give them a little peek into your breakout session that you're going to be doing and what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. So here's what's interesting. I'm one of the businesses you just talked about. I am, when you look at our company, we are not specifically a health products company or a health business whatsoever. In fact, we coach entrepreneurs to be successful growing and scaling their businesses. It just so happens that the way that we coach is we take a holistic approach to entrepreneurs. So we look at the entrepreneur, we look at their relationships, we look at their business, and we take a combined approach to helping them scale. And that has created massive success. I think if you only focus on one of those areas, people don't grow. And so what's interesting is you wouldn't say we're necessarily a health business, but we invited our entire list to Health Entrepreneurs FX. And I think we were the second biggest affiliate for the event, because the way I look at it is health and business success go hand in hand. You can't separate them. So what I'm going to be talking about at Health Entrepreneurs FX is how you take that symbiosis, that holistic view of business, and use it to not just grow your own business, but grow the business of the people you work with. Have a bigger influence over your tribe. Have a bigger influence over the people who you're helping move forward and create momentum. And 2 years ago, I think this is my 4th year being a breakout speaker at Health Entrepreneurs FX. So I'm super proud of my entire Paleo FX, HEFX history. And when I look back to the very first year, there were businesses that literally were launched at Health Entrepreneurs FX and last year had marquee booths at Paleo FX. So this isn't just an opportunity to attend an event. This is a business accelerator that is like, it's proven. That's why I promoted it to everyone we know. That's why I've invited everyone on my list to come and to attend the event. And that's why I speak every year, because there's very few places where you can do this. If you go to Health Entrepreneurs FX, you will be up close and personal, literally shaking hands and sitting down with people that at most events you get to see on stage and as they're exiting the room. Because in this event, we all stay there. We all get just as much out of it as the attendees do.
Oh, I completely agree. And this is the other thing. So we have brought this in as an element this year for the very first time. The first 15 people that applied to become attendees of Health Entrepreneur FX and part of the mastermind were able to get a one-on-one, okay, not with all of the speakers, with one of the speakers. And actually, Alex, you were the first one chosen.
Awesome.
Yeah, and let me just tell you, having a one-on-one, just 30 minutes without worth 10 times the price of admission. I'm just going to tell you that from personal experience. I'm going to tell you that not just him, but every single one of the speakers, they are all worth, just that 30 minutes is worth 10 times the price of admission. But I can tell you from my personal experience with Alex being my business coach, that you are going to get so much of I don't even remember what person chose you, but it was the first person that applied. And I'm going to tell you that that is worth more than worth the price of admission by itself. Then you actually get to hear all these amazing speakers, see these panels, get all these breakout sessions. You get notes to all of the breakout sessions, not just the ones that you attend. And we have all kinds of other surprises that are going to be happening, and lunch and dinner supplied, all healthy food, all paleo, and Dry Farm Wines is taking care of us during dinner as well. And so an amazing venue too. So super excited. So let me ask you a quick question. What makes your methods different from other business coaches? And why do you think entrepreneurs need coaches?
So I'll answer those in two separate answers. So one, I think what makes our methods different is that we take a holistic approach to coaching entrepreneurs. And I don't want that to sound like we're not wholly and totally focused on businesses. In fact, right now we have about 70 clients, right around 70 clients in our coaching programs. And about 85 to 90% of them are growing on a month-over-month basis. Some of them come to us that aren't growing, but when you look at the average in the world, it's about 30% growth. So we're 3 times the growth of what a normal coaching company or a normal group of entrepreneurs would have. And I fully believe it's because we do the following. We support the entrepreneur. We give them tactics and strategies to get optimized themselves. We help them support their relationships, specifically with their significant other. You know, Michelle, our coaching doesn't just coach the business. It actually improves the marriage, the relationship with kids. And then third, we take a very detailed, very systematic approach to the business. And here's what we show entrepreneurs how to do. 3 things that nobody else really does. 1, create a strategic plan so everyone on your team knows where you're going. 2, use a communication system so everyone in the business knows what's going on and they can help you get there. And then 3, consistently and accurately hire the right people, put the right projects in place, and document the right processes. If you can do those 3 things, your business is going to explode. And that's what makes us different. We are all about the fundamentals and about hyper fast growth. And then the second part, what was the second part of the question, Michelle?
Why do entrepreneurs need coaches?
Oh, man. So I'll answer this from a very personal place. I today have 3 coaches. Nope, 4 coaches. So I actually work with 4 different coaches. I have a coach who helps me work on my mindset, who I am as a human being, improving as a leader, as a father, as a husband. Her name's Cheryl Netsky. She's an entrepreneurial shaman. And she's also one of the most amazing coaches in the world, but she's a legit Peruvian trained shaman. I work with Russell Brunson, who's a close friend of mine, on marketing. He helps me. Talking More for coaching. And I know there's one more, and now I'm forgetting the 4th coach. And if they're watching this, I super apologize. But the reason that I have so much input, the reason that I get so much advice and get so much coaching is that as an entrepreneur, sometimes the hardest solution to see is the one that's right in front of you. And having someone else who has experience, perspective, and an understanding of where you are can instantly clear things up. There's been times where I get on the phone with Cheryl, and within a 1-hour call, I go in feeling confused. I come out feeling confident. In July of 2019, I went to an event with Russell. Russell and I took a walk probably a 25-minute walk. He completely changed the trajectory of what we were doing and helped us add another $1 million to our business. If you have the right coach, having that other set of eyes, that someone else who's all in it for you, who really cares about you, changes everything. And Michelle, I wouldn't sell coaching unless I actually bought coaching myself.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
Oh, Dave Heitman's my last coach. I just remembered. So Dave Heitman's my health coach right now. So 4 coaches. Dave, sorry about that.
You can give Dave a lot of love. Dave Heitman, yes, you're the man. So this is the thing, I can talk just from my personal experience of actually being coached by Alex, is that have someone that actually knows you, who's invested in you, who actually knows your business, knows everything that's going on, relationships, marriage, the whole 9 yards, which Alex does. Alex and I are very good friends outside of this. Love him and Katie and Reagan and Kennedy. And they've been part of my Thanksgiving each year. And
my daughter Reagan still tells everybody that one of her closest friends in the world is Michelle. And when she goes to Paleo FX, if anybody ever asks her, like, hey, how did you get in here? She goes, I know the owner.
Yeah, she's my biggest fan. I'm like, I should be her anyway, to walk around and just, anyway. But one of the things that I can say is that when he talks about holistic, he's not, let me kind of give you a little bit of download of how Alex operates. The very first thing that he teaches all of his entrepreneurs is to hydrate. Now, that doesn't even make any sense to a lot of people. They're like, what? Why would he? But hydration is so super important to our brain function and for us to actually have everything functioning in our body, get ourselves into momentum and actually get in the flow.
Yeah.
And so I will just tell you, so when he says holistic, you might be scratching your head, not really sure what he means, but he's talking about the whole thing. And so when we talk about holistic, mind, body, spirit, he's saying the same thing for you and your business. It's not just your business that he focuses on. He's talking about you too, your mind, your body, your spirit, your company, your team, your relationships, your all of these things. And taking care of your health is one of the number one things. And so I know the very first time he told me that, I was like, what?
What are we doing? Isn't this a business course?
Okay, but it makes so much sense because, for one thing, most people don't drink and eat while they're asleep. Most. Anyway, and so obviously when you wake up in the morning, you're dehydrated. And so a lot of times that's what you need to get going, and before coffee, which is very dehydrating. So anyway, I will just tell you that I know from personal experience is how he starts that. So you actually answered at the very beginning what you love about HEFX and why you're coming back. So I'm going to go into
Can I just say something about what you said really quick, Michelle? So here's, I appreciate your explanation because I think it probably clarified for me better, but I think this is the approach we take. So here's what we know. We're going to help you grow your business, and we're going to help you grow it faster than just about anybody else out there. That's a given. When you put our systems in place, businesses grow. We've had some ridiculous success stories over the past few years. Like, it is not uncommon for us to start with somebody who's at 800,000 and within a year they're at 3 million. We've worked with a group in the last year that was at 9 million and went to 40 million within a year. We had another went from 2 to 40 million in a year. We've had some explosive, incredible, ridiculous growth. So here's what we start with: the assumption that we are going to dramatically increase the pressure and noise in your life, because as your business grows, things get more complicated. Growth creates complexity. So the more you grow, the more complicated things are going to be. So what we do is we start with lowering the pressure and noise in your life and making sure that you're present, you're aware, you can make it through this. And so I think the reason we take such a dynamically different approach is that we've been doing this for over 20 years, and we know what it takes to stay in the pocket. I always tell entrepreneurs, if you don't have the business you want, you haven't become the person who can run it yet. We will help you with that equation.
Amen. I totally agree with that. And so let's move on to Paleo FX.
Yes.
So, I know you will also be speaking at Paleo FX again this year. You'll be sitting on some panels. I didn't put you on as a moderator. So
yes.
Because I love you so much. And so, anyway, talk to us about what is your favorite part of Paleo FX? Do you have a
Honestly, my favorite part of Paleo FX is from the time that I walk up to the building until I leave every day. I feel like I'm in a family reunion of like 5,000 people. Because and here's what's interesting. People expect everyone at Paleo FX to look like they just walked out of a gym, and that's simply not true. There is all walks of life there, and people who are just starting. There's people who look like Thor. There's people like Keith who look like a superhero, and then there's normal people, and then there's people who are just starting on their health journey. But here's the commonality of that entire building. You can walk up to anyone, you can talk to anyone, you can hang out with anyone, and everyone's just there to make themselves better. And so there's no competition, there's no weirdness, there's no feelings of strange, like anything. My kids actually talk about how much they love the people at Paleo FX. So my daughters go to events all the time. I'm a speaker. They've been in events since they were little kids. Like, going to an event, wearing a name tag is part of their lives. They can't, most of the time, they want to go sit in the corner and be on their phones or do something else. At Paleo FX, I can't find my kids because they're running around talking to people and looking at the displays. I've got a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, and then we'll come home at night and my kids are like telling me about pulsed electromagnetic frequency and methylation and how they used a beamer and how they like did some oral light. And like, that's for 2 kids. So as an adult, when I go there from the morning until the evening, I feel like I'm a sponge absorbing as much as I can. It's like getting a 12-month biohacking education in a day.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Hey, Frank, I'm glad that you were able to join us. And if you are joining us, I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but if you're joining us, please feel free to put questions. XP, please feel free to comment on anything that you like. We are just honored and happy to have you join us. And if you're watching this on replay, make sure you put replay into the comments. And
let us know where you're watching from.
Huh?
Let us know where you're watching from.
So I you know what? One of the things that I really love is again, like you said, it's like being at a big, huge family reunion. The networking piece is one of the biggest pieces of Paleo FX, and it's what most people really enjoy and really love, is that they come to a community where they feel normal. I don't think anybody really wants to be normal, but they feel like they're not a weird person.
You feel like you're with family. That's right. What it is. It's like, it's normalizing, because you go to this event and it doesn't matter how extreme you are in one place or how big a lack of knowledge you have. There's someone else there who's more extreme than you and doesn't understand as much as you do. So like it's a normalizing, equalizing, leveling the playing field. It's very democratizing when it comes to health. You go to Paleo FX and you will learn and absorb and take so much home. It's hard not to have your life changed by one day at that event.
Right. I completely agree. Of course, I am biased, but anyway.
Well, I mean, of course you're biased. You know, like if you look at the history of the paleo movement, it hasn't really been a mainstream movement at all until really the past 24 to 36 months. And if you look at the catalyst for making paleo mainstream, I remember the first time I walked into a supermarket and I'm like, holy crap, there's a paleo section. I took a picture and I sent it to Michelle. And I said, Michelle, there's no way this section exists without Paleo FX. No way. And when you look at the paleo movement, there has been one unifying and growing and challenging and disrupting event that's been there, and it's Paleo FX. And so when you go into a health food store and you see paleo on a label, when you go into the supermarket, you see paleo on a label, when you're listening on the radio and somebody talks about paleo, I want you to understand something. Michelle, who you're seeing here, is like the founder of this movement through the event Paleo FX. If there wasn't a Paleo FX, paleo wouldn't be anywhere where it is right now. So by coming to the event, you're not just gaining a lot of information and understanding more about what's going on. You're part of history. Like, we are changing the world at this event every single year.
Amen. Yeah. Heal thyself, change the world. That's our motto. But
that's it.
Our theme for this year, and we'll wrap this up here shortly because I know you're super busy. But our theme for this year is challenge authority, defy dogma, demand different.
Heck yeah.
Which one of those are you?
I think I'm all three. You know, in fact, whenever you guys talk about, like, I get goosebumps every time you say one of those things, because, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. And what are entrepreneurs? We're the people who think different. We're the people who look at the world differently. We're the ones who wake up every day, go into the future, imagine a new reality, come back to the present, and demand it becomes real. And the first time I walked into Paleo FX and I met Keith and I met Michelle and I got to know them, I realized, like, hey, this is the movement for the health part of being an entrepreneur that's been missing in my life. And you know, I think Paleo FX approaches the world with the same defiance and the same disruption and the same questioning of authority that every entrepreneur does in their business. So it's like we can just fold into this movement and be part of it and know that we're going to be fully supported. And I still think my favorite part about the paleo movement is if you go to Paleo FX and you walk up to a booth and you share, like, I need help, I have a question, the person, I remember doing this the first time I was at the event. I asked a question to somebody and they're like, you know what? I don't know the answer. Walk with me. They took me to another booth where they had a friend and we chased down an answer, because it's an entire community that if you walk in wanting to better yourself or make a change, they will do everything they can to support you. Michelle and I were walking the show floor with a camera following us around, and we were about to do interviews, and a woman walked up and asked her a question. Michelle bailed on our interview to walk her over to a booth to make sure she got connected with somebody who could help her. I'm not kidding. That's how passionate this entire group is about bringing people in, helping them out, and moving them forward, because we all know we all go forward faster together.
I completely agree.
You remember when we had that camera and you walked away and I'm like,
yeah.
Are we going live right now, Michelle?
So I gotta say, yeah, that's one of the reasons why we love Paleo FX so much, and we love the fact that you are part of the Paleo FX and Health Entrepreneur FX family, is how passionate you are about what we do. And Gina, I'm super excited that you're going to be here from San Antonio. And I went to high school with Gina, and she's on here right now watching us. And if you're watching this, please put in the comments replay. And if you have questions for Alex, please do not hesitate to put them in. I'll go grab him and ask him to come back and answer the questions. And he is really awesome that way because he does help. And can you tell everybody where they can follow you and get your information?
Absolutely, Michelle. You can here on Facebook, just go to my personal page and follow me here on Facebook. And then the best place is to go to my podcast. If you go to Momentum Podcast, I have a podcast called Momentum for the Entrepreneurial Personality Type. It's all about who we are, why entrepreneurs are the only source of positive human evolution, and we always will be, and how you can create momentum in your life, stop limiting behaviors, and go make the dent in the universe you've always wanted to.
Awesome. I can't wait to see you soon. I mean, like, we both live in Austin, but we hardly get to see each other.
Well, we have to set up international events so that we can hang out.
Right? Anyway, we have Erica from Portugal who just joined us too. Hi, Erica. And yeah, so on that note, you guys, we cannot wait to see you guys in Austin, Texas on April 25th. You need to join us for Health Entrepreneur FX. You can go to our website and the link will be in the comments here shortly. The team will put them in. Health Entrepreneur FX the day before Paleo FX. And then you definitely want to be at Paleo FX from the 26th through the 28th at Palmer Event Center here in Austin, Texas. We have an absolute blast, and you can actually meet and talk to and find out all kinds of cool information and learn from Alex Charfen right there on the floor with his kids and his beautiful wife. And I'm just telling you, they're amazing people, and you see what he's like here, and that's exactly who he is on the floor too. And lots of people aren't that way. So I got to tell you, he's incredible. You need to follow him, and you need to come to Paleo FX and Health Entrepreneur FX. And we can't wait to see you in Austin.
Michelle, I can't wait to see you. And just, I want to say something on behalf of all of us. Thank you. Thanks to Keith, and thanks to the two of you. Running a business like Paleo FX isn't easy, but you are absolutely changing the world and making it easier for the rest of us. So love you and thank you.
Love you guys too. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate you being on.
We'll see you soon.
Alrighty, bye.